welcome back to another episode of Books and Banter. I'm Coral.
I'm Jamie.
And today we're gearing up for the holidays. It's November. It's here. I can't believe it.
I know. It's crazy.
So today we're highlighting some newer books that are coming out soon or have just hit the shelves at your local library. And they are covering some books about families. So kind of fit in the theme. These families are probably a little bit more dysfunctional than yours, I hope. But they should keep you entertained through what looks to be maybe a cold winter this year. So, Jamie, what's on your TBR?
Okay, first is Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite. So this is the November Read with Jenna book club pick. And she wrote the book My Sister the Serial Killer, which was very popular. I have not read it yet, but that is also on my TBR. And so this one is about a woman. A woman named Evan gives birth to her daughter, Innie, on the same day that they bury Evan's cousin. And so there's a really strong resemblance between Innie and the cousin. And so the family believes that maybe she is the reincarnation of the cousin. And it turns out there is a family curse. So generations ago, a woman in this family slept with a married man. And so then, of course, the wife put a curse on the family saying that, like, they will not ever be able to keep a man. No man will fall in love with them or stay with them. And so now, Innie, as she grows older, she falls in love with a handsome boy that she saves from drowning. And so now she can, like, no longer escape this family history and is worried, that she's going to fall prey to this curse. And so, as several women in her family have done before her, she seeks answers in a darker spiritual corners of Lagos, where it takes place, demanding solutions. So, is she destined to live out, this habitual story of love and heartbreak, or can she break the curse? I'm really excited for this. The cover is beautiful. Mm-hmm. It looks really good. I think the reviews say that it is charming and wonderfully unpredictable, that it's a story about like family and sisterhood and love, and that it's a page turner. So I can't wait to give this one a try, and it is expected in November. So
yeah, that sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's a little different. It's called Otherwise Engaged by Susan Mallery, who very well-known author. And it follows 4 women, 2 sets of mothers and daughters. And there's Shannon and her mom, Cindy. And Shannon is very excited because she just got engaged. But her mom, Cindy, also just got engaged. Oh. So Shannon doesn't want to say anything to her mom because she's afraid her mom's going to want to do a double wedding.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love my mom, but don't really want to do a double wedding with your mom.
Too much togetherness.
I think that's fair. And there's also Victoria, who is a stunt woman. She's very cool girl. And she has a disconnect with her mother, Ava, who is very posh, very, kind of looks down on her daughter's stunt woman activities. But when Victoria has a stunt woman accident, as I infer happens occasionally in that profession, she's kind of forced to come home and spend more time with her mom, and it kind of gives them a chance to reconnect. But the 4 women have a chance meeting, and some secrets start to emerge, including maybe a secret adoption that happened. So a little bit of drama there. So sounds really interesting, sounds, heartfelt. Susan Mallery usually delivers. Yeah. So that one is also expected in November.
Nice. Wow. Definitely some drama going on.
Yeah.
Mine is completely different. My next one is completely different from my first choice and your choice. It's more of a thriller. It's called Haven't Killed in Years by Amy Green. And so it's about a woman named Marin, who is the daughter of a notorious serial killer. And so she was a child when they arrested her father. And so she was ripped from her home and given a new identity, and she became Gwen Tanner. And now it's 20 years later, and Gwen is just an office worker. She kind of keeps a low profile, doesn't really interact, make a lot of friends or interact with people. And so she thinks it's for her safety and for other people's. And so someone, though, starts sending her body parts to her front door. And so she thinks that means that someone knows who she is. And so now she is on the hunt for a killer, and it's a journey that takes her into like the true crime fandom and makes her confront her past, and I think so like maybe she can actually like form some human connections because she's going to have to like rely on other people to help her find this killer. So the reviews say that it is funny, dark, and captures the loneliness of being the child of a notorious serial killer. And this review also says, every time I thought I figured out the identity of the murderer, a new potential killer revealed themselves on the page. But in a book filled with suspects, there was a surprising amount of empathy and friendship to be found. So I like mysteries, thrillers. So this, of course, sounds right up my alley. I think the cover looks really cool. And it is also expected in November.
The universal experience of being the child.
Right.
I'm sorry, that review really threw me off.
I thought that too. When I was reading that review, I was like, how do they know what the loneliness of the child of being a serial killer?
They could have just...
Yeah. So
anyway.
But that's what the review says. And
it sounds like a really great read.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great read.
Yeah.
I just think that's a funny review.
I thought the same thing when I read that, but yeah.
So the last one we're going to talk about today is called That's Not How It Happens by Craig Thomas. Craig Thomas may be a draw for some people, but it's a dramedy. There's like a couple words that I cannot say, and that might be one of them. But it follows Paige, and she is a stay-at-home mom, and her husband, Rob, is a screenwriter. And Paige one day decides she wants to write a memoir about the difficulties of raising a child with disabilities. So she writes this book, it's very successful, and they're approached by Hollywood to turn it into a movie about their family. And Rob, her husband, jumps on the idea because his career is kind of winded down, and they're giving him the opportunity to be the screenwriter because, he's lived this life too. He's a part of this. But the choice to make this movie has some repercussions because some old resentments from their lives and, are coming back up. Their lives are chewed up and spit out by the Hollywood machine because what you see on screen isn't always the real story. Yeah. And Lin-Manuel Miranda says that this is a funny read and moving all at once. So, little Lin-Manuel tie-in for those fans, Jamie. And this one is also expected in November.
Nice. Okay, well, hopefully some of these sound interesting to you and kind of help you gear up for lots of family time. And as always, though, be sure and check content warnings, especially, books about serial killers and body parts. But yeah, be sure and check content warnings of any books that you're interested in reading. They sound interesting to us, but they may not be for you. But we have lots of other stuff that to choose from at the library. We have other videos you can watch to see maybe there's something else we've recommended that you might want to check out. Ask your local librarian. They'd be happy to help you find something. So, but thanks for watching.
Bye.